and the USC Upstate Spartans. Clemson coming in at 10-1, fresh off of a 3-game weekend series sweep over their Bitter End ballpark, the High A affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. The Greenville Drive play here, and the grass is green. It is 64 degrees and overcast as we get ready to go. It's a good night to be here.
Yeah, not bad this time of the year, and with Michigan State and Harvard, we're in here. Michigan State, Western Carolina here tomorrow. Then the first pitch invitational as Cornell coming in, UAB, and Winthrop. So a lot of baseball ongoing here. Ought to be a good one here this evening.
See the Clemson batting order here for the beginning of this game. Jaron Purify, Cam Canarella, Luke Gaffney, Colin Priest, Josh Payno, Jacob Gerald, Tristan Becerra, Dominic Listy, Andrew Chufo. Little story about Listy when we get to him. But on the mound, going through his warm-ups now, is right-hander Amp Phillips for USC Upstate.
Yeah, 6'1", 180. He's a redshirt sophomore out of Lancaster, South Carolina. No record right now. That ERA a bit above 9 at 9.43. Sixth appearance. This will be his first start. He's pitched only a total of 6 2/3 the max to his last time out. 7 runs, 8 hits. Has allowed 4 home runs, though. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 hit by pitch. Opposition hitting .308. His last outing was last Friday against Massachusetts Lowell. 11-8 loss in that. We went 2 innings, no decision. A couple of runs, 2 hits, 1 home run through 28 pitches. That's the most that he has thrown this year, so we'll see how far he goes here this evening.
Well, we are ready to play baseball as Jaron Purify steps into the box, taps the head of the bat on the plate, adjusts the helmet, and waves the bat around. Hitting .333 through the first 11 games of the season. Amp Phillips having a little issue with his cap or with PitchCom or with something that's going on. Yeah, he's...
Watson, are you there?
Yes. Now we're ready to go. He winds in the first pitch plateward is a fastball low at 93, and we are underway. Our official first pitch time, 6:06. Good to have you with us on this Tuesday night here in Greenville, South Carolina. The 1-0 is upstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Jose Polanco, our home plate umpire, Vincent Kracher at first base, John Byrne down at third. 3-man crew tonight. The 2-0 pitch is way outside, ball 3. And Purify a pitch away from drawing a leadoff walk. While this Upstate team has been bashing the baseball, 3-0's in for a strike. Coming into play today, second in the nation with a .359 team batting average. They, from a pitching standpoint, a team ERA of 5.56. That pitch just inside a bit, ball 4. And Purify draws a leadoff base on balls. Defensively for the USC Upstate Spartans, Wiley Waters at first base, Alex Ritzer at second, Vance Sheehan at short, Jake Armsey at third. Left to right in the outfield, Caden Wojcipka, Scott Newman, and Henry Zenor. Preston Lucas behind the plate. Here's Cam Canarella. Throw over and Purify diving back. Ball gets away from Waters. He jogs after it in foul territory. Griffin Mazer coaches at first for Clemson. Nick Schnabel down at third. Eric Bakich in his 3rd season at the helm of the Tigers, and Camarella, healthy swing on a fastball up, and he fouls it straight back. 297, he's driven in 7 runs. Has hit in 4 straight. Phillips with the long pause. Runner goes. Pitch is taken inside to throw down, and he is out a mile. Throw right on the money. Catcher Preston Lucas to the shortstop. Vance Sheehan covering. 2-6 on the caught stealing, and Purify is retired. That's the first time he has been thrown out this season. He had previously been 8 for 8. So 1-1 on Canarella, and that is ball 2 upstairs. He got a good pitch to throw on, did Lucas, Tom, and he fired a strike.
Yeah, threw the fastball in there and just got rid of it in a hurry. Lucas behind the plate there, and that's a good start after that walk to begin things at the top of the order.
2-1 pitch, and for a strike, it's 2-2. So Jaron Purify walks, is caught stealing. Canarella now with a count of 2-2 with Luke Gaffney on deck. Break-even pitch, and he sawed him off. Slow roller towards a charging Ritzer at second. His running throw in time, and there are 2 away. And here is the aforementioned Gaffney, the Purdue transfer. He, like the 2 hitters above him in the batting order, riding a 4-game hitting streak. Batting .297, he's homered once, knocked in 5 runs. They'll go into the shift for him, and he lays off a fastball upstairs. They appeal down to first base umpire Vincent Kraser, and he says no, he did not go. Got more than a handful of fans on top of the Green Monster tonight. Breaking ball misses inside. Nobody in the pavilion on top of the building above the Monster. 2-0 pitch, fastball on the outside corner, 2-1. Won't be long though. The Greenville Drive season gets kicked off here on April the 4th, and both of those spots will be jammed more often than not. Big swing and a foul off to the right out of play. It's even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Luke Gaffney. 2 outs and nobody on, top of the first inning.
I mean, this would be great if App Phillips can get out of it. We talked about only a total of 6 2/3 innings with a max 2 innings. So if he could get a 1-2-3 here after throwing that swing.
Strike 3 swinging. Gaffney chased a fastball up and away, and the inning is over. So after the leadoff walk, Purify thrown out stealing, and then the routine ground out by Canarella, Gaffney down on strikes, and the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the first. It's Clemson nothing, and USC number 1, USC Upstate coming to bat here in the bottom, and they'll be hitting against Clemson lefty Jacob McGovern.
6'1", 195 sophomore out of Seneca. 1-0 ERA, 7.71 fifth appearance, second start. He's gotten 7 totals, 6 runs, 5 hits, struck out 12, walked 5, allowed a home run, hit 1. Opposition hitting only 192 his last outing Friday, game 1, South Carolina, 5-3 win. He got it in relief, 1 1/3, no runs, a hit, strikeout, and a walk against the Gamecocks.
He will face Scott Newman, Vance Sheehan, Wiley Waters, the top third of the Spartans batting order. And first pitch swinging, the .342 batting Newman fouls it out of play, strike 1. 3 homers, 11 RBIs. This is a team that through their first 10 games has scored a ton of runs. Here's a bunt back toward the mound. McGovern juggles, recovers, but his underhanded throw not in time. Newman running hard all the way, beats it out. And that's going to be an error on the pitcher, McGovern, and that is how the bottom of the first starts.
Well, you get it in play. You never know what can happen.
Defensively for the Tigers, quickly, Luke Gaffney at first. Jaron Purify's second. Andrew Chufo at short. Josh Pano at third. We'll give you the outfield in a moment. Here is the shortstop, Vance Sheehan. Runner goes. Pitch is taken upstairs. The throw down to second is in time. Fielded on the short hop. The tag put on by Purify. We have seen this story before. Leadoff hitter on. Thrown out stealing. This time 2-4. Jacob Jarrell to the second baseman, Purify.
Man, that's pretty good. I thought he had it beaten. And then, boy, perfect throw. Look at him put the glove down and slides right into it. Beautifully executed.
And like Purify in the top of the inning, that's the first time this season that Newman has been thrown out stealing. He was 5 for 5. 2 balls and no strikes on Sheehan. McGovern back to the windup. And the 2-0 pitch misses, ball 3. The outfield alignment, that is not Crichton, but it is Dominic Listy in left, and I'll tell you why I said Jack Crichton in a moment. Cam Canarella in center, Tristan Becerra in right, and as mentioned, Jacob Jarrell behind the plate. Jack Crichton was originally in the starting lineup in left field, batting 8th. The 3-1 is popped up on the infield. Purify, the first baseman, Gaffney. Purify, the second baseman, will make the play. And there are 2 down. But then it was discovered that Dominic Listy, the transfer from Indiana State, had never missed a start in his career. He's a senior. Counting the previous 11 games that Clemson had played. Here's a line drive into center field that Canarella will get over and make a sliding catch on off the bat of Wiley Waters, and just like that, the inning is over. He had started 204 consecutive games coming into this season, Listy had. He had started the previous 11 games this year. They did not want to stop that streak, so they made the change in the lineup. Listy in left field for Crichton, and he watched Cam Canarella make that nice play to end the inning. An error, nobody left, and after 1. Colin Priest leading off the top of the second inning for Clemson. Left-handed batting sophomore DH, Michigan transfer, and he takes the first pitch, a strike from Amp Phillips. The second pitch on the outside, or off the outside edge ball. .333 batter. He's homered twice and driven in 10 runs. Outfield playing him deep and straight away. They've gone into the big shift on him. The second baseman Ritzer out in short right field. The shortstop Sheehan well to the right of second base, and the third baseman Armsy playing the shortstop position. 1-2. And a high fly ball to center. Backing on it is Newman. Now coming in, waiting on it, and there's 1 down. Want to say hello and happy birthday 1 day late to Rhonda Hughes. And I know that because her hubby John told me that her birthday was yesterday. They are the parents of former Tiger and former Furman Paladin Rob Hughes. Here's Josh Payno, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Payno, 263 batter, a homer, 12 RBIs. Starting third baseman, a Dallas Baptist transfer. And he takes a strike up and in. And talking about Listy, we may not see Listy swing the bat in the game. All he needed to do was be in the starting lineup and play a half an inning in the field to keep that streak going.
It's kind of interesting how it all played out. You talked Coach back before the game, and then there's some other conversations ongoing up here, and found out that he had that streak going, wanted to keep it going.
They've got about 14 players that they feel like they need to find some playing time for. Of course, you're going to have your core guys who are going to be in there every game. Payno chased a fastball up, and he's down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Letter high, and he couldn't catch up to it. Now here's Jacob Jarrell, 235 batting catcher. And he takes an off-speed breaking ball for a strike. We'll go into a bit of a modified shift for him. The second baseman, Ritzer, almost directly behind the second base bag. Breaking ball low, 1-1.
It's interesting for us, Dan, to see that, right?
Right.
Because we broadcast the Greenville Drive, a high AF field of the Boston Red Sox, and you can't do that.
High fly ball, right center field. Newman, the center fielder, over and waiting, and the side is retired. Clemson goes quickly and quietly here in the top half of inning number. Clemson ranked as high as number 4 in the country. USC Upstate, designated home team here. Both will list this as a neutral site game. Talking about the Spartans' offense as they come to bat here in the bottom of the second inning. They're averaging 10.3 runs a game through their first 10. Last week in 4 games, they scored 60 runs on 72 hits, including a game in which they had 24 runs on 21 hits. And you know, if you have more runs than hits in a game, you're doing pretty well, efficiently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hitting .359 as a team coming in, which is second best in the nation. And you'd think, okay, who's going to be best? You know, somebody out of the SEC or, you know,
sure.
ACC. No, VMI. Virginia Military Institute.
Really? Out of the SoCon.
John Sweeney strikes out swinging on an off-speed breaking ball from McGovern. And
wow.
That is the first out of the inning.
Wonder who VMI's been playing. Lynchburg.
You know, I don't care, but if you're...
That's pretty good.
They were hitting .365 coming in as a team when play began today. Here's Jake Armsey. He's a .293 batter. He takes it outside a ball.
And, Dan, it's not an anomaly because Kane Sweeney, the head coach, has been the hitting coach the last 5 years. They've won at least 35 games, hit a record 108 home runs last year.
That pitch is low. Sweeney, in his first season as the head coach, he was elevated to the position when Mike McGuire left Upstate to take over the Winthrop program. That ball is fouled off the fist down the third baseline. Foul ball. 2 balls and a strike. Armsey has homered twice. He's driven in 14 runs. And, of course, you know, level of competition is going to come into play. I understand that, but the numbers are what they are. Here's a line drive into right center field. That is going to get down for a base hit. Up the gap, cut off on the warning track by Becerra. He'll wheel it back to the infield, but Armsey easily into second base with a 1-out double. That is his 5th 2-base hit of the season and the first runner for either team in scoring position.
Yeah, able to get a pitch he could handle, went the other way, went down, got it. Good look there and stayed with it, back and threw it, barreled it up out into the right center field area to get a double.
By the way, Jack Crichton is in left field now for Clemson. Here's a fly ball towards Crichton in left as he drifts toward the corner and in fair territory on the track. He'll make the catch and quickly get it back in to the infield. So Henry Zenner is retired. And there are 2 down for the left fielder, Caden Wotipka. So it was basically a procedural move for Dominic Listy to be able to play a half inning in the field to keep his starting streak alive, but for Eric Bakich to also give him some much-needed rest. Wotipka takes it inside a ball.
And, oh, by the way, Dan, you know, he's the leadoff hitter for Clemson. He's pretty good.
Yes, he is.
405.
Uh-huh.
On base, 574.
Has hit in all 11 games, you know, that kind of thing. Off-speed pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Wotipka, all he's done is hit .464 through their first 10 games with a homer and 10 RBIs. Run-producing situation here. And he waves at a good breaking ball down from McGovern. It's 1-2. Talked to Eric Bakich in the dugout earlier, and I said, okay, perfect scenario. If everything goes your way tonight, what are your pitching plans? And he said, well, we'd like to see McGovern go through the lineup once and then start getting some other guys out there on the mound. Pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I kind of chuckled and relayed conversations that Tom and I have in this ballpark with now former Drive manager Iggy Suarez all the time. You have plan A, B, and C and end up down at X, Y, and Z a lot of times. But there is strike 3 swinging on another good breaking ball down and in. And the inning is over. McGovern with 2 really good innings. Pitches around the 1-out double by Armsy. Leaf USC Upstate making the first pitching change of the night, bringing on right-hander Darren Kuski. To tell you about him and call innings 3 and 4, here is Tom Van Hoy.
Kuski is 6'5", 220, sophomore. He's out of Clarksburg, Maryland. Boy, nice job by Amp Phillips. We'll get those numbers here in just a moment. And he did what he needed to do against the Clemson Tigers. And let's see what Kuski can do. His ERA, 0 right now. His record 0-0. This will be his 3rd appearance. He's pitched only 2 total innings this year, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 3 wild pitches, hit 1 along the way. And he will face the bottom part, Clemson Tiger order, in 7, 8, and 9, and Tristan Becerra, the right fielder. And then you get Jack Crichton hit in the 8 spot. Back out in left field, Andrew Chufo, the shortstop, against Darren Kuski. We get set to move on to the top half of the 3rd inning. These 2 teams played here 2 years ago, and Upstate was able to win it on that occasion. And then last year on April the 9th at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, 9-5 Spartans were able to win. So here in the last couple of years anyway, last 5 games, won a couple of ball games against really good Clemson team. We talked about Eric Bakich in his 3rd year, and all he's done is go 44-20, 4-4-16. Got his team to a super regional last year, and we all remember the remarkable series that they had with the Florida Gators and Kevin O'Sullivan, former Clemson pitching coach for Jack Leggett. I know, Dan, you got a chance to talk with Jack for the game.
I went down and jostled around number 7 a little bit, and I tell you what, he is in his element, wearing the Clemson orange and purple and the dugout. It was good to see him down there.
Well, Kuski will face Becerra, left-hand hitter, and his first pitch is low and outside for a ball. He brings it in at 92. Amp Phillips, about 93 range or so, and ended up breaking ball at 73, was very effective his first 2 innings of work, as the next pitch stays up and in and goes 2 balls and no strikes.
Tom, speaking of Phillips, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Faced a minimum because Purify, who walked leading off the game, was thrown out stealing.
Here's a high bounding ball to the first baseman, big 2 hopper, and Wiley Waters comes and get it. And Becerra becomes the first out here in the top half of the 3rd inning on a 2 hopper down to the first baseman. Becerra, by the way, 6'1", 205 junior out of J.L. Mann High School here in Greenville, South Carolina. We're at Fluor Field here at the West End, and then back behind us across the street is Greenville High School. Here's a first pitch swinging, second baseman on the grass will go down to bended knee, and he got him. Nice play by Alex Ritzer as he throws out the sprinting Jack Crichton on the first pitch. And quickly 2 up, 2 down.
These guys are playing like it's Sunday afternoon getaway day.
Yes, they
right
are.
now.
You know, sometimes the midweek games, you never know how it's going to go for various reasons with a number of pitching changes and so forth.
And we still don't.
Well, yes, that's true.
It's early.
Yes. We don't want to violate the assumption rule.
No.
As Andrew Chufo, shortstop, the 9th place hitter for the Clemson Tigers, takes the first pitch up high for ball 1. Showed 179. A couple RBIs on the year. His 2nd year. Georgetown for a couple of years. Actually was there 4 years, but played 2 years. 6'2", senior, Medford, New York. And a steadying influence at the shortstop position. A little bit of an injury situation late last year. Next pitch, fastball called strike, and it goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Tigers at 10-1 on the year. Opened in Texas at the Texas Rangers Ball Club. Swing and a miss, off speed, over the top. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beat number 13 Oklahoma State 6-5 after trailing 4-1. Beat number 12 Arizona 16-5, and then lost to Ole Miss 15-5 in a 7-inning game when Ole Miss hit 4 home runs. But first time that they had played in a major league park in 127 years of baseball for the Clemson Tigers, who came out of their 2-1 and off that sweep of the South Carolina Gamecocks. Here's the pitch. Big swing, a 3-2 fastball. Fouled it straight back.
Which is interesting because when the ACC first expanded back after 2005 and Boston College, Miami, and Virginia Tech came in, there was a couple of years where the ACC baseball tournament was scheduled to be played at Fenway Park.
High fly ball to right, and that'll do it. So a good 1-2-3 inning for Darren Kuski, comes back of Amp Phillips.
But for some reason, that never happened.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. I had Older talking with him prior to the ball game and said it was an interest. So Jacob McGovern back on to work his 3rd inning. Dan had a conversation with Coach Backes before the game. Thought he would go 3, hopefully. And in here to start the 3rd, first pitch swinging is the 8th place hitter, Preston Lucas, the catcher.
Well, he wanted to see him get through the Upstate order one time.
Okay. And he'll deliver the next pitch. It's up and in for a ball. And Dan, you know, we do the Greenville Drive, and we know how it is at that level. If they get to 38 pitches, they're out of the game. So we'll see if he can continue on, if he gets past the order here. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got some folks that are listening there?
Yeah, you know, Tom and I have been around for a while. Spent some time on the Clemson radio network, seems like years ago. In fact, you know, these two teams, the series began in 2009. Yep. And in that 2009 season, Tom and I called on Clemson radio a Clemson no-hitter against USC Upstate.
That's right. I think I asked you one time on the air, hey, Dan, have you ever called a no-hitter? And you go, yeah, you were with me.
Yeah.
That short-term memory loss,
right.
Dan.
But I've just gotten some texts and some messages from some folks we want to say hi to as we go on.
2-2 pitch is outside. Good job by Preston Lucas, the catcher, to lay off that pitch. He comes out at 276, looking for his first home run.
Yep, mentioned John and Rhonda Hughes earlier. Dan Wright, our good friend Alex Dodd, who looks like a caveman now.
Off-speed pitch up and in, and that's how the bottom half of the 3rd begins, with a walk by McGovern to Lucas. And he'll be on down at first base. He becomes the 3rd base runner. Scott Newman bunted. There was an error. He got caught stealing, and Armsy had a double in the 2nd.
Remember when Alex was covering sports on the Alex Dodd Network, and he's about 12 years old. He's
Correct.
out covering professional rodeo now, and he looks like a cowboy. Karen Tremmel dropped us a note. Our good friend Chris Langley.
Oh, yeah. Well, here is Alex Ritzer, 2nd baseman, the 9th place hitter for the Spartans. Takes first pitch from McGovern for a called strike.
Couple more. We've heard from Mark Crane. Say hello to Mark Lowe, rather. David Garrett and Kirby Winstead. And Kirby, so glad to hear that you are feeling better, my friend.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch, outside corner. Nice breaking ball by the left-hander McGovern. It's lefty against lefty here. Middle of the plate, ends up with the black on the outside for a called strike. I had to tell Alex, he used to call me Mr. Van Hoek. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's my dad. Strike 3 called. Man, what a pitch right there. Back to back. You know, we always talk about it, Dan. If it's successful one time, it might be the next time. A nice breaking ball to break it off to get that K.
You know, the other thing, I just got a little note from Clayton Gibson in the control room. We've got something new for us this year and for our TV viewers. We got bullpen cam. So we can actually see who's warming up now. And there is action, another lefty up in the Clemson bullpen.
So Scott Newman, a righty, is up at the plate, and McGovern, a lefty, delivers the pitch and fouled out of play off to our right and up over the top of the roof. Newman, a bunt to begin things, mishandled by McGovern. He reached first, and he was caught stealing when Gerald threw him out at second base. Works from the stretch now. And the pitch in the dirt. Good job of Gerald to block it there. Gerald split some time the last couple of years behind the plate with some outstanding catchers at Clemson and one of the captains this year. The other part about that, Dan, is it's a get one more look at it. Boycia got down, took it in the chest. It's a replica of Fenway, so you can't see out there who's warming up. So that's a great addition this year.
It is B.J. Bailey, by the way.
And that is a ball inside. And the count goes 1-2 Plenty of room on that right side. Purify, the second baseman, shaded up the middle a little bit. Pretty much straight away in the outfield. This ball hit hard by the diving first baseman, Gaffney. Goes in under right field. In quickly to make the play is Becerra, and first to second goes Preston Lucas, who reached on a walk to begin things. Good chance there to hit that ball hard to the right side of the infield, and Becerra coming off the bag almost made a really good play. We talked about shaded up the middle, plenty of the room to right field, and able to send it that way, and an opportunity now for Upstate here in the bottom half of the third in a scoreless ball game. Second hit of the game after the double by Armsy back in the second, and here's Vance Sheehan, and there's going to be conversation at the mound.
And that is Eric Bakich.
Yeah, so this could be it. Takes that slow walk. What a magnificent job he's done in his third year. Had that great run at Michigan. Got up to the College World Series. Before that was at Maryland. And prior to that was at Vanderbilt, Tim Corbin. And you look at that lineage we talk about with Kevin O'Sullivan and Tim Corbin. So they're going to go to the bullpen and make the pitching change. And we will go ahead. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll tell you who the new pitcher is for the
Clemson making its first call to the bullpen. USC Upstate with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning of a scoreless game. And it's left-hander B.J. Bailey.
6'3", 180, senior out of Woodruff, South Carolina by way of Spartanburg Methodist College. And he will be making his fourth appearance, all in relief. No record yet, but a good ERA. Very good. 1.35, 6 2/3 innings. 1 run earned, 5 hits, 7 K to 1 walk, 7 strikeouts to 1 walk. A lot of home run. Opposition hitting .227 is B.J. Bailey, back of Jacob McGovern. This inning started with a walk, then a strikeout looking at a breaking ball, and the base hit to right field by Scott Newman. So runners on first and second here as we play in the bottom half of the third inning. Clemson Tigers were just here on Saturday in a 5-1 win over South Carolina, 6,982. Saw it here, 6,800 plus, 891 I think at Doug Kingsmore Stadium on Friday. That was a record, and then 8,000, like 22,000 for those 3-game series.
Yeah.
One of the great rivalries in college baseball.
Tom, if we don't say hello to anybody else tonight, there's one person we have to pay homage to, and that's the lady that we affectionately called Steinbrenner for all those years. She kept Jack Leggett straight when he was the head coach running the baseball office. Roberta, we call her the commish. She just sent a little note from over at Clemson. It's good to hear you, Bert.
First pitch to Sheehan is in the dirt for a ball. Popped out to the second baseman, Purify, first time up. Sheehan at .451, 1 home run, 11 runs batted in. Big South freshman of the year a year ago. Fouls this one up the left side, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's hit in 8 straight, hit .330 last year, 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in, 23 hits on the year. That is 7th in Division I right now. 2.26 hits per game, and he's also got 7 doubles, so top 10 in several Division I categories for this young man. But he takes a called strike there, and Bailey's come in to get ahead of the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He delivers this pitch, went down, got it, fouled it straight back. He'll do it all over again. Lucas walked to begin things. A base hit with 1 out by Newman. Pitching change. Bailey in. McGovern out. Here's the pitch. Off speed and over the top. 77 miles an hour, boring in and going down. And a great pitch there by Bailey to get his first strikeout and to get the second out of the inning. And it's up to Wiley Waters now with 2 down.
It's just great location on that breaking ball. Started in the middle of the plate, and it just kept coming in and down at the same time.
Waters will swing over the top on this one. He lined to center field to Cantarella. His first time up, he hit the ball hard, and he, like many, with outstanding 395, 3 home runs, 16 runs coming in. He hits another shot to center field, and deja vu all over again, as Yogi would say, as Cantarella make that catch. And good job by Bailey to come in with runners on first and second with 1 down. Gets a strikeout at a line drive to center as we roll through the first 3 innings. Don't want to say we're moving.
No. You do it, and I will fire you.
Okay.
3 inning totals, Tom.
Okay, there you go. You
no runs, 2 hits, no errors for USC Upstate. No runs, no hits, and an error for Clemson.
Well, the Tigers, how about this?
If you want to continue to do your 2 innings,
okay.
you just
yes, and and drop you off in front of the stadium. I understand my position in the organization, just like it was back in the day. Here's Darren Kuski to face Jaron Purify, and we talked about Amp Phillips, his first 2 innings, and right now the catcher Lucas coming over, gonna get another piece of equipment to make sure they can communicate. 4 long hand signals. And now we're set to go. Purify walked his first time up, and then he was caught stealing. Takes first pitch fastball 91. And he'd been 8 for 8. In fact, Clemson had been 17 for 17 prior to him getting thrown out by Lucas earlier in the ball game. Swing and a miss on a pitch that's up at 93. Purify at 5'10", 190 sophomore, Detroit, coming out of high school. Player of the year in Michigan, #1 shortstop, #2 player in the state. Fouls it down the right field line and settled in at second base, so his versatility. And you take a look at all of these young men across college baseball, and most of them multi-sport athletes. And here's a bounding ball, backhanded foul territory by the third baseman Armsy, and we'll do it all over again.
Yeah, when Eric Bakich was named the head coach, my son-in-law he had mixed feelings because he's a Michigan guy, but he's married into a Clemson family. My youngest daughter is a huge Clemson fan, so he obviously wanted to keep peace in his household. But from a Clemson perspective, he told me that Clemson fans were going to love Eric Bakich, and obviously he was correct.
Next pitch at 93 was fouled straight back, and then an outstanding pitch by Kuski there on the breaking ball. He got 91, 92 on the 2 previous pitches. That's one that is a big breaking ball, and it's in the dirt. Good job by Lucas to block it, and Purify becomes the first out here in the top half of the 4th inning.
And Bakich is also part of the Jack Leggett coaching tree. He was, I believe, a grad assistant years ago.
Yeah, like 2002, something like that. Well, you go 44 and 20, 44 and 16 first 2 years. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled straight down. This is Cam Cantarella. And he'd have to bat for about 15 minutes to try to get all of his accolades in there. Just a tremendous baseball player, representative for Clemson, and #4 prospect in in Major League Baseball draft by D1 Baseball. Pure hitter, defensive outfielder. That was Baseball America, I believe, had him rated number 1 as he takes that pitch inside. And we all remember that great catch that he made against Florida in the Super Regional last year. Inside. It was a little Willie Mays-like on that day. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Cam Camarella, then Luke Gaffney here as we play in the 4th. And Tigers looking for some offense here against USC Upstate. Big cut and fouled straight down. And we told you at the outset that it's an Upstate team that averages 10.3, but they give up on an ERA standpoint 5.56, and the opposition hitting .357. So they've done a great job today, and there's another sweeping pitch that Cam really cannot catch up with. And Kuski has come right in back of Amp Phillips, continued what he has done successfully, and gets that strikeout.
Yeah, Cam's biggest fan, Andrew Askins, feeling it right now. But don't worry, Andrew, he'll get another opportunity coming up later on.
So 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning as you get one more look at it there. Luke Gaffney, and they'll say no, he didn't go. He hits in the 3rd spot. He plays first base. Struck out first time up at a 92-mile-an-hour fastball by Phillips. 6'1", 215 sophomore. Kentucky, transferred in from Purdue, where he had just a great season a year ago. And he does go this time, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Number 30 transfer by Baseball America. Big Ten Freshman of the Year. A lot of quality guys coming to the program, development as well. Hit hard, foul, 3rd base side. And ahead of the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Kuski's come in and pitched effectively after the walk to Purify. 10 consecutive. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball outside. Dan, you're talking about the offensive numbers for USC Upstate, particularly against Massachusetts Lowell in the last 4 games. They scored, 24 in 1 game? As Kuski gets set to deliver the 2-2 pitch to the right-hand hitting Luke Gaffney. And he struck him out on a breaking ball. Wow. There's a 1-2-3, and all of them strikeouts. We'll finish that story when we come back, but rolling right along here, that pitching staff for USC Upstate. As we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, B.J. Bailey back out on the mound, the left-hander for the Clemson Tigers, and his lefty is Johnny Sweeney will lead it off. He's the DH today, 4, 5, and 6. Jake's Armsy, who has a double, and Henry Zener will hit against the left-hander. Came in back of Jordan McGovern and fouls this fastball out of play down the left field line. 6'5", 240 senior, Millstadt, Illinois, from Lakeland College is Sweeney. And he hits a fly ball to left field, and backtracking there, Crichton now will come in a little bit. He got into the corner. You maybe can see the 310 sign down that way. Yes, you can. And Sweeney becomes the first out here in the 4th inning.
You're talking about the offense and what they have been doing and all the runs they're scoring. The problem is they've been winning games like 24-12 and
yes,
football type scores, which it's going to be hard to maintain that as you go through the course of a long season.
Yeah, the last 4 games they've scored 60 runs, 72 hits, hit 468, something number 1 in Division I through 4 games as Armsy takes the first pitch for a ball just inside for ball 2. Doubled his first time up playing 3rd base. You and I know Daniel Hooker at Western Carolina. Western Carolina will be here tomorrow against Michigan State. Strike called. We'll have that game on ESPN Plus as well. They played Maryland earlier this year in Cullowhee. 35-12. Where's the run rule when you need it?
Yeah, they did not use the 10-run rule in that game, did they?
They did not. Base hit, center field. Armsy, tell you what, he's had 2 really good at-bats. He stayed back on a breaking ball in that 2nd inning, drove it into right center field, and then Gets one right across the heart of the plate and sends it right back where it came into center field for a one-out base hit here. And Henry Zenor now, who flied to left, up with one down. Yeah, even with the pitch clock, it was 4 hours and 14 minutes. So. Here's Zenor playing right field. So Upstate's had some base runners as that first pitch breaking ball is outside for ball one. Newman walked to lead off the game, or had a bunt, I should say, and then reached first on an error. Inside with the next pitch 2-0, and then he was caught stealing. Armsy doubled in the second inning. Then had a walk to Lucas and a base hit by Newman in that third inning. So the Spartans have had some opportunities as a visit to the mound now as Jacob Gerald goes out, and we'll talk with B.J. Bailey and talking about trying to get some of these youngsters into the game, get them some experience. And what, Clemson's got 4 consecutive weeks of 2 midweek games.
Yeah, this is the first of 20 games in the next 27 days, I believe Brad Owens told us prior to the game.
Here's a ground ball. Oh, a great stop by the diving first baseman. That's Gaffney. He gets up and goes over and makes the play, but he saved that one from going into right field for a base hit.
And as good as the play was, the decision he made to get up and get the out at first base. Now, if you're late in the game and that is a potential game-winning run, yeah, you're going to make a play at second base. But in this situation here in the 4th inning, you go ahead and get the second out there. That's a great decision.
So a runner on second now in scoring position at the 7th place hitter, the left fielder, Caden Watipka, who struck out on a 73-mile-an-hour breaking ball by McGovern his first time up to end the second inning. Swings and misses on the first pitch, and then he comes inside. Nice pitch, 89. Let's see what he does here. Ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 6'4", 235 junior from Everett, Washington, out of Lower Columbia College. There are 26 new players on this team this year. Off a team that went 36-24, 16-8 of the Big South, and lost in the championship game a year ago. Swung on and fouled out a play down the right field line. So, Dan, there was a time that, didn't you do a couple games over at Upstate and they had great walk-up music or great music?
Yeah, that's going back
Long
a ways.
time, huh?
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? And they'll ring him up, and he did. Well, B.J. Bailey gives up a one-out base hit by Armsy to center field. Gets some help from his D. And I think you're going to get a look at it here before we go to break. He takes a look. You're right, Dan, but it makes a nice play.
For 5 at Fluor Field, and the USC Upstate Spartans bringing on their 3rd pitcher of the night. It's another right-hander, Max Bianchini.
Big guy, 6'4", 190, redshirt sophomore. Schaumburg, Illinois, out of McHenry County Community College. 2-1, ERA 3.72. This will be his 6th appearance, all in relief. He's pitched a total of 9 2/3 innings. Allowed 6 runs, 4 earned, 12 hits, struck out 7. Walked 2, opposition hitting 286. A couple of wild ones along the way, but he'll come in and try to do what Phillips and Kuski did prior to his appearance here in the ballgame.
Darren Kuski, 2 perfect innings, 3 strikeouts, and they all came in the 4th. He got Purify, Canarella, and Gaffney, the top third of the batting order, all swinging. So it'll be Colin Priest, the cleanup batter, to lead it off for the Tigers. Bianchini will work from the stretch, and the first pitch is down and in at 95, ball 1. Priest has flied to center in his only time at bat. Purify walked leading off the game, was thrown out stealing, and because of that, Upstate pitching has faced the minimum through the first 4 innings. 2 balls and no strikes. And there's ball 3 high and away. Priest, Payno, and Gerald, the trio due up for the Tigers. They go into the big shift for the left-handed batter. And he's swinging at the 3-0, and he lines it into center field, and it's in for a base hit. Fielded on the short hop as he went down by the center fielder Scott Newman, and that's the first hit of the game for the Clemson Tigers, and it comes here leading off the 5th inning, and Newman is one fortunate young man, because if that gets by him, Priest is running for a long, long time.
Yeah, and it was off to the side. It wasn't like he could keep it in front of him and knock it down. So, I mean, you're kind of in no man's land there when you try to make that decision.
Here's Pano. He takes a breaking ball outside. He struck out swinging his first time. So with the shift on for him, a huge hole on the right side of the infield with the first baseman Waters holding on the runner, and that breaking ball misses inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So Bianchini has come on. He fell behind 3-0 to Priest. Swung at the 3-0 pitch and lined the base hit to center. He's 2-0 to Josh Pano, delivering. And there's a strike called on the outside corner at 94. So he's got a little giddy up on that fastball. Outfield straight away. The 2-1 breaking ball smashed by the third baseman Armsy into left field for a base hit. Knocked down by Wotipka at the edge of the warning track in left field. And the Tigers will have runners at second and third. Running all the way. Priest coming around to third, and Pano into second base. He'll get credit for a 2-base hit. His second double of the year, and Clemson smoking right now, second and third and nobody out, and that's going to get the pitching coach, Jacob Kondrabogen, out to the mound.
Yeah, I got a good look at it there. 94 the previous pitch, and then he stayed back on it and drilled that ball out into left field and got something going here. Pano out of California Baptist University transfers in, 5'11", 200 graduate. Played 177 games. He also spent 2 years at St. Mary's prior to that.
Well, 2 batters, obviously a small sample size, but it just further bears out the proof of the old adage that you can't successfully pitch behind in this game. 3-0 base hit, 2-0, 2-1, then the base hit, where the 2 previous Spartan pitchers, Phillips and Kuski, were consistently ahead in the count. And now he is in a world of hurt with runners at second and third, nobody out, and Jacob Jarrell at the plate. He flied to center his first time up, and he swings and he hits one a ton. High, deep, straightaway center. It's gone. Just to the left of the batter's eye, a 3-run shot on the first pitch. Jacob Jarrell plays long ball. It's 3-0 Clemson.
94-mile-an-hour fastball went out at more than that, and I was watching to see it bounced and see if it could get up into the second level there of the condominiums. We might get a look at it here at the end and see where it hits. There's that big hop, because you and I did a game, Michigan State and Harvard. We saw a young man from Michigan State hit one in the air into that second level of that condominium.
Second home run of the year. Now 10 runs batted in for Jarrell, and now in this Clemson's 12th game, his third multiple RBI game of the year. And it's ball 1 to Tristan Becerra, who grounded out to the first baseman Waters his first time up, and he was trying to make it 4-0 with that swing, and he comes up empty, 1-1. I mean, Jarrell tattooed that ball. It had a vapor trail on the way out of here. 2 balls and a strike. And there's ball 3. Went off speed that time, and the pitch sailed way out of the strike zone. So 3-1 on Becerra. You got to think if this one's anywhere close to the strike zone, he's spinning. And it's inside ball 4. So Max Bianchini has not retired a batter. Priest singles on a 3-0 pitch. Pano doubles on a 2-1 pitch. Jarrell, first pitch swinging a 3-run home run to the left of the batter's eye in center field. And Becerra walks on 4 straight, and now here's Jack Crichton, who grounded to second his first time up. And he takes a fastball strike on the inside corner. The 0-1 breaking ball grounded up the middle. That should be 2. 6, 4. Oh, the throw was offline. And Crichton will be safe at first base. I think if Sheehan, the shortstop, had it to do over again, self to the bag as you watch it again, Tom.
Yeah. Thought about it, and then right on top of him, running hard was Becerra. And running hard as well was Crichton, and he beat it out of first. He wasn't hit quite as hard as I thought it was.
So Crichton at first with one out, and Chufo bunts back toward the mound. That will advance Crichton to second base. The only play for the pitcher, Bianchini, will be to first base, so a sacrifice. And a 1-3 on the out for the second out of the inning, and that gets us back to the top of the order for Jaron Purify, who has walked and struck out swinging. So a base hit here would get a 4th run of the inning in for Clemson, and he swings and he lines one back into right, but Zener got a good break on it, got back easily to make the play, and the inning is over. But Clemson breaks through first, a 3-run homer by Jacob Jarrell, and we are halfway through this Tuesday night encounter in Greenville. It's Clemson 3, USC Upstate. B.J. Bailey back out there as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. He came on in the 3rd with 2 on and 1 out, got out of that, gave up a 1-out single in the 4th, and delivers the first pitch here in the top of the 5th inning, or the bottom of the 5th, to the backstop. This lefty-lefty matchup with Preston Lucas. Second pitch is high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Lucas walked his first time up. Lucas, Ritzer, and Newman, 8, 9, and 1 for USC Upstate. They now trail Clemson 3-0 after the second home run of the year off the bat of Jacob Jarrell in the top of this inning, a 3-run shot to center field. There's a strike called, 2-1. And we are coming to you from Fluor Field at the West End. 20th year they'll be celebrating of Greenville Drive baseball in this ballpark in the west end of downtown Greenville. 3 balls and a strike, and that's fouled out of play. Left side, 3-2. And the Drive have been such a big part of the community. They do so many great things year in and year out, not just in season. There's a looping line drive that'll drop into right field for a base hit off the bat of Lucas, and that's how the bottom of the 5th inning starts for the Spartans. But one of the things that the Drive did in concert with a group of folks led by Mike Chabarro and some others is revive the Greenville Baseball Hall of Fame. And I was honored to MC the induction ceremony this year when 7 new members went in. It's the first class that had gone in well over a decade. And interestingly enough, 3 of the 4 living members who went in are all members of the Drive. Bounding ball up the middle. Purify, Chufo, they'll get the force at second. The relay to first not in time as Ritzer beats the throw Lucas out. And there is one down. 4-6 on the force of Lucas at second base. But Drive general manager Eric Jarenko, pitching coach Bob Kipper, who will be back with the Drive this year, and head groundskeeper Greg Burgess were all named to the Greenville Baseball Hall of Fame. There were 3 posthumous inductees from the African American baseball community. Ground ball base hit to left field off the bat of Scott Newman, his second hit and the third time he's been on. So 2 on with 1 out. And then the other member who was inducted is Easley native Travis Barbary, who comes from a baseball family. His dad played at Clemson. His grandfather, baseball legend, who's also in the Greenville Baseball Hall of Fame. It was ball 1 to Vance Sheehan low. Played professionally for a number of years before getting into coaching here in the Upstate. And Travis is in his 31st year in the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. 1 ball, 1 strike, ground ball up the middle. There is Purify, there's Chufo, there is Luke Gaffney, and there is a 4-6-3 double play, and the inning is over. That one hit hard enough that they could turn it, and Upstate's threat goes by the boards. They strand 1, and after 5, it remains 3. Another inning, another new pitcher for USC Upstate as we hit the top half of the 6th inning, and it's another right-hander, Caden Mackey.
6'4", 185 freshman from Parkersburg, West Virginia.
The Big Red.
Okay. Where's that from your hometown? Very far?
3 hours.
All right. No record yet, ERA 13.50. 4th appearance has a start. He's pitched his 3 1/3. 6 runs, 5 earned, 5 hits. Struck out 1, walked 6. He's allowed 2 home runs, and the opposition hitting .357. Comes the 4th pitcher of the night for the Spartans.
Yeah, Max Bianchini, an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and no strikeouts. Cam Canarella will lead it off, followed by Luke Gaffney and Colin Priest. Canarella is grounded to second and struck out swinging in 2 times up. And Mackey stepping up and ready to go. I was trying to work my way up to the fact, and the Spartans kept swinging at the first and second pitches of that last inning, talking about the Greenville Baseball Hall of Fame and Travis Barbary. I had the chance on a weekly radio show that I do to interview Travis right before he left to go to spring training with the Dodgers. And we had a really, really good conversation, including one of the funniest manager ejection stories that you've ever heard in your life. And he was the manager that got ejected. 2 balls and a strike to Canarella. So, and it's on my radio show podcast archives page. If you go to danscottshow.org or grandslamministries.org, either one will get you to the same place. And go to the affiliates and archives page, and you can access the podcast archive from there. And it's, I think, 1 interview back. Travis Barbary from Easley, 31st year in the Dodgers organization. It is a great baseball conversation and also a great faith conversation. There's ball 4, and Canarella on for the first time. And here's Luke Gaffney, who is just hoping to put the ball in play for the first time. He has struck out swinging both times up. Big, strong right-handed batter. Mackey's first pitch is up and in, and did it hit him or did it hit the bat? I'm going to say it hit the bat, and Gaffney offering no argument.
Get one more look at it.
Yep. He's a sophomore. By the time he's a senior, he will learn to act a little bit better. Here's a runner going, swing and a miss. The throw down to second, and out. Canarella caught stealing. They're going to ask for a review of this. Say, watching it live, I thought that Canarella got in. And of course, we are quite a ways away. But they are going to go into the tunnel and take a look at this one. Here's a look from the camera. You know what? He's out. Got the tag on him right there before the foot got to the bag, I think.
Well, that's great camera work.
Yeah.
Close.
At least it's close enough. I don't think there's anything there that they can overturn the call. See, this is a look that we have, and right there you can't see the foot on the bag because it's blocked by the foot of the second baseman, Alex Ritzer. So you have to have an angle that would show you beyond question whether he got in ahead of the tag, and the two angles we saw, there was nothing indisputable. So we'll see. Of course, we have been famously wrong before.
You know, there were a couple plays in that South Carolina Clemson series, and one of them was at first base, and I was watching it on TV. I think it was Listy that was running, and I thought he was safe, and it was as close as I've ever seen. And they had tremendous angles like we do here, and of course in the play late in that game 3 with the interference call at second base, and it was another one I hadn't seen a play like that. I don't think I'd ever seen a play like that before, but what Clemson was able to do against South Carolina, and South Carolina had good pitching, Clemson was better with opposition at 160 ERA, .69, stuff like that, and just did a great job in that series. But they were able to get key hits at certain times in that ball game when they had the opportunity.
And they came out and confirmed that the call is correct, or at least the call stands. So 2-6 on the caught stealing, or 2-4 on the caught stealing. And Canarella is out for the first out.
And Eric back chat discussing that. And, you know, we talked about that pitching against South Carolina. ERA was 1.69. Opposition hit 160. 36 strikeouts, 9 walks in 27 innings. Just an outstanding performance in those 3 games.
So no balls and 2 strikes now on Luke Gaffney, with now 1 out and nobody on. And he fights that one off into the screen above the first base dugout. (3-0) Clemson. 3-run home run by Jacob Jarrell in the last inning. The only scoring so far. And there's a foul back just to our right and over the roof. Holding it 0-2. Colin Priest on deck. Anybody else gets on, Josh Payno would bat. And that breaking ball off the plate outside. Clemson has Presbyterian at home tomorrow at 4 o'clock. That is a makeup of what should have been their home opener, but it was rained out. Fly ball right center field. Newman got a good jump on it, though, and on the warning track makes a running catch. And there are 2 away. Gaffney hit that ball a long way, but Newman read it well and got there rather easily. And now here is Priest, who began that 3-run uprising in the last inning with a leadoff single. Then Davidson will come to Doug Kingsmore Stadium Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meanwhile, for the Spartans, first pitch is swung on and fouled back by Priest. They are off tomorrow, no second midweek game, and they've got a 3-game series at home with a really good Troy baseball team. 0-1 pitch, swing and a foul tip held on to by Preston Lucas.
Yeah, Dan, Troy is 19 in one of the polls this week. They lost at Auburn 6-5, and they won at Mississippi State 7-6. And they're playing Alabama tomorrow on the road in Tuscaloosa.
0-2 pitch hit hard, but there is the shortstop, Sheehan, who was playing in the shift to the right of second base, and he throws out Priest. Back out for the bottom of the 6th inning for Clemson, and he will get 3, 4, and 5 in the USC Upstate Spartans batting order. Wiley Waters, Johnny Sweeney, and Jake Armsey. And the first pitch to Waters is in for a strike. Waters has lined to center both times. He checks his swing and went too far on a good breaking ball down and in. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Second time he was the second batter that Bailey faced. And there is strike 3 swinging. 3 pitches and see you later, 1 down. And that came with runners at first and second with 2 outs, and the game was still scoreless. That's the 4th strikeout for Bailey. Here's Johnny Sweeney. He has struck out swinging both times, and he takes a breaking ball for strike 1. And he checked his swing. Another breaking ball cost him a strike, and Bailey quickly ahead, 0-2. This kid doesn't need the pitch clock. Jammed him, popped it out into shallow left field. Coming on is Crichton. He got there in plenty of time, and they're 2 away. You know, we have been with the pace of play rules and alignment rules in minor league baseball for 3 seasons now. Major League Baseball has had it for the last 2 years. First pitch to Armsey, a strike. Second pitch, a check swing. He went too far. It's quickly 0-2. I'm telling you, this Bailey kid, he doesn't need a pitch clock. This is old school. Gets it back from the catcher, Jarrell, and he's bringing it. Strike 3 swinging. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And Dan, both of his strikeouts on breaking balls.
Yep. 3 up and 3 down. And we are through 6 complete at Fluor Field. Totals for Clemson: 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. They have left a grand total of 1 runner on base. And for the USC Upstate Spartans, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. And they have stranded 5. The 5th pitcher of the night for the Spartans as we move on to the 7th is lefty Alex Sanderson. To tell you about him and call the 7th inning, here's Tom.
6'3", 200 junior out of Peoria, Arizona, from Glendale Community College. And he will come in with no record yet. ERA pretty good at 3.18, 5th appearance, all in relief. He's pitched a total of 5 2/3 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 hits. Struck out 3, walked 1. Give it up a double and a triple, and opposition hitting .250 as he gets set to face 5, 6, and 7 Josh Pano, Jacob Jarrell, and Tristan Becerra as we play here in the top half of the 7th inning. Good ball game going on. Clemson Tigers at 10-1 on the year. USC Upstate is 6-4. Pano takes first pitch, 90, called strike. Struck out 93 swinging in the 2nd inning. Amp Phillips, and then hit a double and scored a run in the 5th. And part of that 3-run home run by Jacob Gerald after the base hit by Colin Priest in the first hits of the game. Count goes 1-1 strike of the right-hand hitting Pano. There's a breaking ball. Nice job. Left-hand pitcher started out of the zone, brought it back. I don't think Pano liked the call, but he painted the black on the outer edge. Good job by Lucas to frame it and get that call. Pano at 263, a home run, 12 runs, batted in, coming in. And he fouls this one straight down. Came back with a breaking ball as well. I mentioned the Tigers at 10-1 had lost to Ole Miss 15-5 in 7 innings, Arlington, Texas. And on the 5th hit to the shortstop, circles, Sheehan throws, and he got him for out number 1. That was a 7-inning ball game, and Ole Miss at that time unranked. They're ranked now, and they had 4 home runs in that game after the Tigers had beaten number 13 Oklahoma State 6-5, and big win over number 13 Arizona as well. As Jacob Gerald flied to center and hit that 3-run home run his last time up, and he got all of it as he drilled it out of here to left center field. So the Tigers come in, ranked 4th in the country in perfect games, top 25. There's a nice breaking ball again, settles in there. So when you think about it and you look at polls, about 5 or 6 of them, what you do is you choose the poll that's where you're the highest rated.
Oh, there's no question about it. Every baseball program in America, they list them all.
Oh, I know. I love it.
But the one they put out there is the one that they're the highest ranked in.
Yes, I mean, so 2 balls and 1 strike. Check swing, did he go? Did not. So 5 in Baseball America, tied for 7 with Georgia and the coaches. Number 10 in the writers, number 11 in the D1 baseball poll. What good look there on a side shot. So we're going with 4, but highly regarded just off the plate outside for ball 4. But when you take a look at it, I mean, it's whatever poll you look, it's dominated by the SEC and the ACC and a couple other teams that are sprinkled in there as well. Hard for me to believe that Oregon's in the Big Ten, and you still got Oregon State and Dallas Baptist. We've had a couple of drive players that played at Dallas Baptist over the years. They've always been highly successful. Here's Tristan Becerra, takes first pitch just inside for a ball as we play here in the top half of the 7th inning. Pano grabs it out at the shortstop Sheehan, and then the walk by Gerald. On for the 2nd time in the ball game. Becerra, big swing and a miss. Grounded out at the first baseman Waters his first time up, and then he walked back in the 5th inning. Came in 286, a home run, 7 runs batted in. And there's another breaking ball. I tell you, very effective so far. Alex Sanderson with that off-speed pitch settles in there about 73 miles an hour. Talk about Becerra, 6'1", 205 junior out of Greenville from J.L. Mann High School. Off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Most improved player, 2024, 56 games, 39 starts at 286. Set to deliver. Sanderson, the 2-2. To look at first, swing and a miss, and he got him. 91 mile an hour fastball, and he'll go down swinging. And becomes the 2nd out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Jack Crichton, stride at the plate. A little toe tap there from Becerra. Just an outstanding high school player.
So guess what we get to do for the first of, I don't know, 65, 70 times this year?
Have a ham sandwich for dinner.
Play guess the attendance.
Oh my gosh, I failed so miserably last year.
I know, it's one of my favorite things.
You know, it's one thing to be laughed at, but it's because that's what part of the process is when we do games.
Right. But we have an official attendance from Drive GM Eric Jarinko.
All right.
But, you know, we'll consider this preseason.
Okay, yes. Much like the broadcast. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Clemson hitting top of the 7th inning. They lead at 3-0 here at Fluor Field. And Jack Crichton trying to get one that he can drive here. He's got plenty of room on that right side as the second baseman Ritzer is almost behind the bag. And he comes back with a breaking ball outside. That's a type of pitch that if it's closer to the plate that Crichton can step that way and he can drill it into right field because Waters is holding on the runner, Gerald at first, and there's about 90 feet that way. This one's outside, though, for a ball. 2 runners on. All right, let me lean out here. All right. As Andrew Chufo comes to the plate, how about... Oh, man. But 2001-28.
You know, really, that's not a bad guess.
There's a pitch to shoot. Well, compared to some I had last year,
right.
Ball 1.
What was the last year Clemson went to the College World Series?
2010.
There's your attendance.
Really?
2010. Yeah.
I mean, what in the world? That's the irony of that is unbelievable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were out there. That was the last year at Rosenblatt.
Yes, it was.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's incredible.
2010. Yep.
They'd like to get back there this year. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. 9th place hitter is Chufo. And, man, that one is another outstanding breaking ball. Doesn't like that call. Chufo has flied to right and also had a sacrifice bunt in his 2 at-bats tonight. Bit of an open stance for right-hand hitter. Sanderson delivers the pitch, and he comes inside and over the top. So he had the breaking ball outside coming, catching the corner, near the corner. Then this one bearing down and in on the hands, and he goes over the top. That was a great job by Sanderson to leave 2. He walked a couple, but he gets the strikeout and will leave 2 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And a 3-0 full USC Upstate offense. And he will face 6, 7, and 8 here at the bottom half of the 7th inning. Henry Zener, Caden Watipka, and Preston Lucas. Starts him off with the breaking ball, settles in there for a called strike. Zener flagged to left and grounded out to the first baseman at his 2 at-bats. This pitch is low and outside for a ball. He came in at 407. Again, this is an Upstate team that, as a team, 359. Number 2 in the country, back of VMI at 365, and Zener goes the other way. And he hits it into left field for a base hit to start the 7th inning. It's a team that had 3 players hitting better than 400, had 6 players better than 342, and they've been shut down effectively by Jacob McGovern and B.J. Bailey, although they've had opportunities with a runner in every inning but the 6th, which was a 1-2-3 inning. And here comes Watipka, who struck out on a breaking ball his first time up, McGovern, and then he struck out his last time up as well. Oh, looked like pinch hitter.
Yep.
Tyler Lang. Well, you got all the numbers on Watipka. We'll give an opportunity for Tyler Lang. We had a game the other day with Michigan State with 4 straight pinch hitters. So Lang gets that opportunity. With a runner on first, try to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Big cut, fouled it straight back. Lang hitting .467. His 6th game has 4 starts, 7 out of 15. Home run, 4 runs batted in. Much like the rest of this team, been very good offensively, but not a whole lot to show here tonight. In a 3-0 ball game as this one stays low for ball 2. 5'9", 195 sophomore from Chesterfield, Missouri at Parkway West High School. Right-hand hitter, and this one comes inside and catches the corner to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We play here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Jacob Gerald, a 3-run home run, bottom 5. That's where we are, 3-0. Big cut there, and fouled out of play down the right field line. Upstate in the Big South, 9 teams, preseason number 2, 4 straight wins, seasons with 35 wins or more. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Broke it off at 73 miles an hour and couldn't pull the trigger. And Lang, as a pinch hitter, becomes the first out here in the bottom half of the 7th, and he'll pass Preston Lucas, the catcher, the 8th place hitter, on his way back to the dugout. Had a look at it there. Good job by Gerald to hold it, get the call. Lucas, a left-hand hitter. He walked and has got a base hit to right. And takes the first pitch just inside for ball 1. He's thrown out a couple of runners tonight. He's had a good night behind the plate. Called strike there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zener leads away from first. Pretty good lead over there, held on by Gaffney. The throw over, and they got him. Boy, just watching him, he was kind of walking out there, Zener was, and he kept going a little bit, and then he settled down and thought he might be a little bit out there, and here's the throw, and there's a great look from the first base side, and you saw the tag there. Even we can make the call up here.
Well, you know, the clue is always if there's no argument from the guy trying to get back to the bag, and there was none from Henry Zener.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling. Particularly in a 3-0 ball game, getting late into it. And there's a 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball called, 3rd strike. So it's amazing how that works. As Zener gets a base hit, the strikeout of pinch hitter Tyler Lang, and then the strikeout looking there on Lucas. So impressive performance tonight for Jacob McGovern and B.J. Bailey.
As we head to the top of the 8th inning, it's right-hander Kyle Beatty.
5'10", 170. He's a senior from Dakula, Georgia, by way of Florida Atlantic. 1-0 ERA, 4.15. This will be his 3rd appearance, all in relief. He has pitched a total of 4 1/3 innings, allowed 2 runs, both earned, 6 hits. He struck out 2, walked 2. Opposition hitting .400. As he'll come in and try to keep it where it is, which is 3-0 Clemson right now, as we go to the top of the 8th.
Hey, this has been a crisp, well-played baseball game.
Yeah, and sometimes midweek games can be 24-12 or something like that, we've seen before. Now we've seen a lot of pitchers today. And let me ask you about the ACC, Dan, and with 18 teams, 16 play baseball. SMU doesn't, Syracuse doesn't. They've switched postseason. They've gone away from that pod look, I know. And everybody will make it. Top 4 get double bye, next 4 get the first round bye, single elimination. You like that versus the 4-3 pods and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you know, the coaches were the ones who decided to go to that format a number of years ago because they wanted to less wear and tear on the pitching. Mm-hmm. You know, personally, I've always liked, and again, this is when you had, 18 postseasons or whatever, and you had the old double elimination. Mm-hmm. But the coaches are the ones who decided they wanted to do that, less wear and tear, because they knew they were going to be getting a lot of teams into the NCAAs, which were the next weekend. But, yeah, I mean, single elimination, I can see that. Jerem Purify ahead 2-1 on Kyle Beatty. Top of the order for the Tigers. Purify has walked and been caught stealing. He's struck out and flied to right, 0 for 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him now. Has a 4-game hitting streak on the line as he taps the head of the bat on the plate. And Beatty's 2-2 pitch. Just outside, ball 3. Purify, Canarella, and Gaffney all with 4-game hitting streaks coming in, all looking to try and extend them here in the top of the 8th inning. 3-0 Clemson. Payoff pitch, line drive, base hit left center field. Over to get it and get it back to the infield, and Purify trying to get into second base, and he overslid the bag and he's out.
Boy, great play in the outfield to get over there. And I'm sure we'll get another look at it here in a minute. And you see the left fielder goes and gets it. And I think it might be Lang out there. We'll double check. And, yep, good job. Just keep that tag on him. Alex Ritzer did. And I thought Purify would try to stretch that to begin with, but just an outstanding play by the left fielder.
So now Canarella looking for his first hit. Well, Tipka had been out there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Tyler Lang in left field, though. We'll have to double check on that. There is ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
There's a good look at that young man if you take his glove. So that's Zener out in left field now, Dan.
Okay, and Scott Campbell has come into the game, replacing the pinch hitter Lang and moved to right. Check swing. Did he go? He did not.
I've got to tell you, Dan, that great work by our camera crew there, because the cameras are better than my binoculars trying to read it. So nicely done, guys, in the booth.
And there's ball 4. So Canarella on by the base on balls for the second straight time. He was thrown out stealing in the 6th inning. So Henry Zener moves from right to left. And Scott Campbell is now in right field. And here is Luke Gaffney, who's 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to center. (3-0) Clemson, the only scoring the 3-run home run by Jacob Jarrell in the 5th inning, and that's been it. Beatty with the 1-0. And it's down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Slashed foul off the facing of the first base dugout and ricocheting out towards Campbell in right field. Two and 1. Colin Priest waiting on deck. Big hole on the right side. Pitch. Breaking ball down and away, 3-1. Beatty on in relief of Alex Sanderson, who pitched a scoreless 7th inning. Runner goes, pitch is taken low and no throw. It was ball 4. So there was no need for a throw. So back-to-back walks. Beatty hasn't retired a hitter. Purify was out trying to stretch the single to a double, and here in the 8th inning, Clemson looking to add some insurance to this 3-0 lead, and Priest, who began that 3-run 5th inning with a leadoff single, steps in, but not before Jacob Condra-Bogan, the Upstate pitching coach, will jog out for the second time tonight. That is a young man who, back in his playing days at Wofford College, had what we'll call a heavy, near 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He could
That's right.
flat get it up there now.
I mean, that's interesting. Wofford and USC Spartanburg, or Upstate, USC Upstate, about 10 minutes apart, wouldn't you say? That's that close. And those two teams will play here on March 19, and they've got a huge game on April 1. Upstate and Wofford, that'll be the first game ever played at the new baseball stadium there with their new minor league team, Hub City Spartanburgers.
Spartanburgers and the Greenville Drive are going to be very familiar with one another.
Yeah, high A, both high A affiliates.
24 times they will meet.
24 times, that's right.
All right, here is the first pitch.
You won't need a program.
No. Well, second half of the season you might.
Well, there's so many, in pro ball, there's so much movement. Yeah, you're right. Good point.
Strike one on the inside corner. Priest has fly to center. He's singled and scored, and last time up he grounded to short. 2 on, 1 out for Clemson. They're in the shift for the big left-handed batter, but this time the second baseman, Ritzer, staying on the infield. And he goes the other way, but it's lined to the third baseman. Throw back to second, double play, inning over. Armsy took it head high, and it was an easy throw to the shortstop Sheehan, covering at second to double off Canarella. And Clemson.
5K, 2 walks, not all of them. 143 is what the opposition is hitting as he'll come in here. And great job by Jacob McGovern, and as Dan gave you the numbers on B.J. Bailey.
Alex Ritzer, the number 9 hitter, will lead it off, and he swings at a fastball up in his eyes and comes up empty. Strike one. So Bailey outstanding. He's in line for the win. Slow roller first base side. There is Gaffney underhanding to Dvorsky right where he is supposed to be. First baseman to the pitcher covering, and very quickly 1 out. Now Scott Newman, he's been on all 3 times, reached on an error in the first, was thrown out stealing, and the last 2 times he has had base hits. Came in at 342, so that average has done nothing but go up. First pitch, a ball, and there's a strike. 1-1. There will be more baseball here at Fluor Field all weekend. And actually even beginning tomorrow, Michigan State and Western Carolina will be here at 6:30 p.m. That'll be on ESPN Plus. And then the first pitch invitational this weekend. Swinging bunt third base side. Dvorsky bare hands, but he will not have a play, and Newman will have his 3rd hit of the game. And help me out, Tom. That is Michigan State.
Yeah,
Who's
Michigan
the host?
State will play. We'll broadcast a triple header that day beginning at 10 o'clock in the morning. It'll be
Michigan State,
Cornell, UAB, and Winthrop.
So
we'll have Michigan State, Cornell, Michigan State, UAB, and we'll have UAB and Winthrop. 3 games on Friday, and then we'll have a game at noon on Sunday, and then you and I head up to Asheville for Furman basketball.
Yep. Southern Conference basketball tournament is this weekend as well. Vance Sheehan quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes after a pair of foul ground balls. So all of the games Saturday and Sunday will be broadcast on ESPN Plus. Tom and I definitely won't be here on Saturday, and probably not Sunday. There's strike 3 swinging on a pitch in the dirt, and Sheehan now 0 for 4. And they are 2 away. First strikeout for Dvorsky, and here is Wiley Waters. Waters 2 lineouts to center and a strikeout swinging. And he taps 1 foul left of the plate, strike 1. Tell you what, this Michigan State team that comes in here and takes up residence for about 2 weeks every year. Swing and a miss. It's one of the better teams that Jake Boss Jr. has had in his 17th season. Swinging a foul. It's holding it. No balls and 2 strikes. They are, what now, 8-1?
Yeah, they're 9-1.
9-1
yeah,
now.
9-1. And, it's interesting. We talked about the polls and where Clemson is.
0-2. Tap slowly left side. Here comes the third baseman, Payno, and he tried to barehand. That was going to be his only shot, to sweep in and barehand and throw in one motion, and he couldn't get it cleanly. So that's the second infield hit of the inning. Waters' first hit of the game, and it will extend things for Johnny Sweeney. And all of a sudden, although they're not exactly beating the cover off of the baseball, the tying run comes to the plate for Upstate in the person of Sweeney. But you were saying?
That talking about the polls, and in Clemson, number 4, as high as number 4 in the country.
Sweeney takes it high for a ball.
Michigan State was 23 in the writers' poll last week. They won 3 games. All of them were run rule games over Harvard, 14-1, 11-1, and 13-3. They're not in the top 25 anymore.
Fell out. Amazing.
And the only, and this is hard for me to say, but the only other Big Ten team that's in the poll is Oregon.
Timeout called as Jacob Gerald's going to go out and talk to his right-hander.
Dan, those 2 base hits probably went about 200 feet total, in the infield.
If that.
You and I over the years have done a lot of baseball, and there'd be a play and we'd wonder how it was scored. And you and I would score, and then Zach Bagley from Clemson would come over and say, "Hey, big boy."
Long time. We lost Zach a handful of years ago. But long time official score, swing and a miss. Back when I was doing the Clemson games on radio, we would have our moments where we disagreed on a scoring decision, and he would let the argument go for a while. There's a ball inside, 3-1. And eventually he would have enough, and he would say, "I tell you what, big boy, check the box score tomorrow and see what it is."
He was right.
3 balls and a strike. And there's strike 2 called. So, it's a big moment for Upstate. Down 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th. 2 on, 2 out. The runners will be moving on a 3-2 pitch to Sweeney. There they go. And ball 4 just missed outside. Boy, Dvorsky wanted that and did not get the call. And the umpires in orange not happy either.
It's kind of a side view we get there. And
we're going to get a pinch runner at first base. Sweeney, who's a DH, will be taken down, and it looks like Gage Griggs is going to come on to pinch run. So all of a sudden now the go-ahead run comes to the plate in the person of Jake Armsey, who's 2 for 3 tonight, a double, a single, and a strikeout. And time called as pitching coach Jimmy Bellinger going to come out to the mound. So for the first time tonight, we've got a bit of high drama at the Old Ball Orchard as USC Upstate trying to come off the mat down 3-0, bases loaded, 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And, one swing of the bat right now, and they could turn this bad boy around in a hurry.
They've had some chances. They've had runners on in every inning except that 6th, which was a 1-2-3 inning, but have been unable to dent the board and, averaging 10.3 runs per game coming in. So they have some offensive firepower, but Jacob McGovern and B.J. Bailey, you gave all the numbers on Bailey there, Dan, and he threw 56 pitches and 42 of them were strikes. That's pretty good.
They're going to make a pitching change here. I was going to say I thought this might be a good move because Dvorsky was obviously upset that he didn't get that call. And you go out just to kind of calm him down a little bit, but they're going to make a pitching change, and coming on is going to be right-hander for Clemson, and coming in a bases-loaded 2-out situation in the 8th inning is right-hander Drew Titsworth.
6'3", 215. He's a sophomore from Frankenmuth, I guess, Michigan. And he will come in with a record of 1-0. ERA very good, 2.25. 4th appearance, all in relief. He has 2 of the 6 saves on the year for the Tigers. He's pitched a total of 8 innings, 6 runs, both earned, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. Allowed 3 doubles, a home run, opposition hitting .200, and he has hit 1 this year. Try to come in and finish off this inning for the Tigers, threatening right now the Spartans of USC Upstate.
And back into the bullpen guy, and his name was announced by public address announcer Chuck Hush, and he got a nice round of applause from the partisan Clemson crowd here at Fluor Field. His job is to retire Jake Armsy. There are Spartans at every base. Clemson leads 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, 2 outs. Newman at third. Waters at second. The pinch runner Griggs, the tying run at first. Armsy has doubled, he has singled, and he has struck out swinging. And here we go. Titsworth will work from the stretch. And his first pitch is just off the plate outside a ball. Outfield playing deep and try to cut off anything in the gap. Keep that runner from first scoring. The 1-0. Outside again, 2 balls and no strikes. Titsworth did a 360-degree pirouette after releasing that ball. Walks behind the mound. Replaces his cap. Now back up on top. The 2-0. There's a strike on the inside corner. Armsy's homered twice. Second on the club in RBIs with 14. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, and look out. The bat goes helicoptering into the Clemson dugout, and fortunately no one hit.
Yeah, that bat, just take a look at it here, just lost control of it. And
yep. One of the players threw it back out of the dugout onto the grass, and Eric Bakich was on his way to pick it up and hand it to Armsy. He didn't like that his player did that, but Armsy said, "Don't worry about it, I've got it." Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Titsworth. Strike 3 swinging. 95 away. Inning is over. Titsworth comes out of the bullpen, strikes out Armsy. The Clemson 3, USC Upstate 0, and the Spartans bringing on their 7th pitcher of the night. It is another right-hander. This one named Braden Consul.
6'2", 230 junior from Rochester, New York. 0-2 on the year, ERA 3.60. This will be his 6th appearance. And all in relief, he's pitched 5 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, only 2 of those earned, 5 strikeouts to 3 walks. He has allowed 2 home runs. Opposition hitting .300, 1 wild one, has hit 1 along the way.
Kyle Beatty went an inning, allowed a hit, walked 2, but got out of it unscathed. He will face 5, 6, and 7. Payno, Jarrell, and Becerra. Payno 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. He was on base along with Colin Priest when the on-deck hitter Jarrell hit the 3-run homer in the 5th inning. And that has been the extent of the scoring. First pitch a strike, and that one's fouled back to the screen. In the bottom of the 9th inning, it will be 6, 7, and 8 due up for USC Upstate. Zener, Campbell, who would be hitting for the first time, and Lucas. Fly ball, center field, hit well. Newman to the warning track, gone. To the right of the batter's eye, second of the year for Payno. That is a big insurance run for Clemson. It's 4-0.
That is a big, powerful blast as well. You can see it in center field, that 420 mark there, the bend. Watch this and see where it goes out and look at the numbers out that way. So he tattooed that one. You get a great look at it there just to the right and gets over the scan source sign.
Always brings to mind working a game here in had to be 2005 or 2006 range with Tim Beret. Clemson was playing Wofford. Maybe 07, somewhere in that neighborhood. First pitch to Jarrell is a ball. He hit the 3-run homer in the 5th and then walked. Fouls this one away. It's 1-1. And a big, strong left-handed hitter named Andy D'Alessio hit a ball that hit off of what is now the scan source sign to the left of the 420 mark. And as you know, Fluor Field is a replica of Fenway Park. And I made the comment that any other park in America, D'Alessio hits that ball, it's out of here. Here's a high pop foul off of first. Waters has room and makes the play, and there's one out. And of course, Tim Beret being Tim Beret says, except Fenway.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done. But he'd also tell you that, you know, back in 2017, Billy Jones hit one to the right of that sign at 8:12 p.m. knows it all. Great guy.
Yeah. Tristan Becerra has grounded to first, walked, and struck out swinging, and he takes a big hack and fouls one off to the left. Say hello to Tommy Chastain. Tom said to tell you hello. Got a nice note from Zach Powers earlier. There's a breaking ball low. 1-1. And then Red Martin, I saw where he and his wife are here. He dropped a note on our booth cam much earlier in the game. I'm going to talk about a guy who not only turned his life around, but is using his influence now to help others with Sunday Dinner with a Twist here in Greenville. High drive, deep, left field, goodbye, way out of here. Did that reach? At the very least, off of the building behind the Green Monster, but that was way out of here for Becerra.
Yeah, we may get one more look at that. And remember, his left-hand hitter, big guy, powerful. You know, he's got to love him. J.L. Mann High School here in Greenville.
He got every last bit of that one.
He knew it.
Yep.
See where it goes. Going. Man, way gone.
Now Jack Crichton 0 for 2 with a walk. So it's 5-0 Clemson. All of the runs have come via the long ball. 8 runs batted in on the season for Becerra now. Crichton takes it inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Andrew Chufo waiting on deck. And there's ball 3.
And Dan, we talk about the replica of Fenway, and it's only 310, but the wall's 30 feet high, so you can get some home runs that don't go a little more than 310. All 3 of these have been knocked out of here.
Yeah, 30 feet here, 37 in Fenway. So, slight difference, but that one would have been gone.
In any ballpark
yes.
in America.
There's ball 4.
Even Fenway.
That was not a cheap Fenway Park home run by any stretch of the imagination. Now Chufo 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Say hello to Ed from Salem. Chufo, the number 9 hitter, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Pause in the pitch. And that one's hit high and deep, way back. Goodbye, gone, home run, Andrew Chufo. It has turned into batting practice here in the top of the 9th inning.
That one launched long out of here as well. Kicks that foot, able to barrel it up. He knew it was gone. See where that one goes. And I mean, they're just knocking them off the building behind left field. That's like near the Greenville Drive offices. Eric Drinko getting a little work done tonight there.
And that's going to be all for Braden Consul. We got a break of the night here in the top of the 9th inning. It is Reese Hemmering.
6 feet, 185. He's a junior out of Alberta, Canada, by way of Barton County Community College in Kansas, which is one of the Jayhawk conference teams. Got about 18 of them that play baseball. Reese Hemmerling is 0-0, ERA 0, 1 appearance. He's pitched 1 total inning, hadn't given up a hit or run, 2 strikeouts, and walk anybody. So he'll get a chance to try to finish it off here for Upstate. You think about what Clemson did in the games against South Carolina, and South Carolina had solid pitching for the most part as well, and maybe Clemson doesn't get a whole lot of offense going, but later on they were able to do that, and they have kind of opened it up here. They have opened it up here in the 9th with the 3 home runs.
So here is Jaron Purify. Braden Consul, a third of an inning, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk and no strikeouts, and Purify takes ball 1. Reese Hemmering, the 8th pitcher. And there's a strike. 3 home runs in the inning, a 4-run top of the 9th inning to make it 7-0. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Say hello to Jeff Whitfield. Spent a lot of time on baseball buses with Whit. Here's a fly ball to the left. Going back is Zener, up against the wall, leaping. He can't get it. Purify running hard all the way. Will end up at third base standing as the center fielder, Newman, comes all the way over to pick it up as it ricocheted back toward the infield, and Purify his first triple of the season. And the nightmare of a 9th inning continues for the Upstate pitching staff.
Man, that ball like a parabola, went way up into the nighttime and did all he could. And give Purify credit. I mean, he just ran hard out of the box and glides in there with the triple.
Cam Canarella probably didn't think he was going to get another chance to extend his 4-game hitting streak, but here he is. He's walked his last 2 times up, 0 for 2, takes a ball outside. 7-0 Tigers. Hits are even at 8. But Clemson has played long ball. 3 in the inning, 4 total. All of their runs have come via the home run. 1 ball, 1 strike to Canarella. Give him a lot of room out in right center field. Breaking ball stays outside, 2-1. And I'm telling you right now, if he hits that gap out there towards 420, this kid can absolutely fly.
Yeah, we kind of ran through all the accolades and preseason information on this young man, and one of them was that very thing, that one of the fastest runners in college baseball.
3 balls and a strike. Luke Gaffney waiting on deck. Hammering pitching. And he lifts it in the air down the left field line. That's going to twist foul and get out of play. Drops on top of Reedy's clubhouse. Now the kids have to figure out if there's a way to get the ball off of that roof.
Believe me, there'll be some creativity.
Yes.
And parents be going, don't.
Payoff pitch, and it's down and in ball 4, and Canarella has walked for the 3rd consecutive time. So here's Luke Gaffney. He'll get another chance to extend his 4-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. I'll say hello to Rooks Whitfield as well. Checking out some Clemson baseball tonight. First pitch to Gaffney is a breaking ball away. 7-8-1 for Clemson. 0-8-0 for the Spartans. The 1-0. Ground ball to third. Armsy to second for 1. The relay in time. And that is a 5-4-3 around the horn double play, and the inning is over. But Clemson flexes its muscles and widens it out as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. A 4-spot, all via the long ball season. I'll get the right score.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're great in basketball this year.
Yes, they are.
Man.
Brad Brownell's having a heck of a season.
Absolutely.
But it's baseball, and it's Chase Kick who's coming on to try to get the final out. I'll be all right, I promise.
6'1", 185 freshman, Jacksonville, out of the Bulls School, and a lot of outstanding players have come out of the Bulls School there. 1-0 ERA high, 16.88. Hadn't been there much. Just a couple of appearances, all in relief, 2 2/3, and 5 runs, 5 earned, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, giving up a home run. Opposition hitting .429. His chance to finish it off here.
Looking out there, I know there's at least one more change. Jay Dillard is in at second base, replacing Jackson Purify. Here is Henry Zener, and he takes the first pitch from Kick for a strike. Drew Titsworth, a third of an inning, struck out the only batter he faced. And man, how this game, the complexion of the game changed. It was 3-0. Upstate had the bases loaded and 2 outs. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Titsworth comes out of the bullpen to strike out Armsy to end the inning and keep it 3-0. And then Clemson hits 3 home runs in the top of the 9th inning to make it 7-0. Just like that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zener 1 for 3, and he pops this one up on the infield, and Dillard will get tested right off the bat. Tripped as he came in, but stayed upright and made the play, and there's 1 out.
It's amazing in baseball, isn't it, Dan? He comes right into the game.
I think on the infield, that's the only.
Yeah, Chifo still there. See if we can.
So here's Scott Campbell, who came on defensively after Tyler Lang pinch hit for Wotipka back in the 7th. Takes a strike. Right-handed batter, and he takes strike 2. And he hits this one on the ground foul. No balls and 2 strikes. And that one's fouled back to the screen. It's holding at 0-2. Say hello to our buddy David Hood from Tiger Net. Little bat handle flare into center field that will drop for a base hit. So Campbell gets a base hit in his first and only at bat. He is a 1-out base runner, number 9 overall for the Spartans. And now Preston Lucas will bat. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Takes a breaking ball down and in, ball 1. Ball and a strike. Bottom of the 9th inning. Chase Kick trying to close it out for Clemson. There's strike 2 on the inside corner. 1-2. Not wasting any time. Strike 3 swinging. Breaking ball down and in. And the Spartans down to their final out. That is, by the way, the 13th strikeout tonight for Clemson pitching, and they have walked a grand total of 2. And here's a slowly hit ground ball to second. Charging is Dillard. His running throw in time. Ritzer is retired. And Clemson with a midweek victory here over USC Upstate by a final score of 7-0 to keep this red hot start to 2025 alive. Now 11-1 on the season. Tom, they did it with the impressive combination of pitching, defense, and then timely hitting, especially late when they needed to add on those runs to put it out of reach in the 9th.
Yeah, they're going to have a great year. It'll be a tough team. And, you know, from a USC Upstate standpoint, you get a chance to play the number 4 team in the country. They've beaten them 2 out of the last 5 and got a lot of new faces. And, I mean, hung in there with them. They had some chances. There was only 1, 2, 3 inning there in the 6th and had that chance in the 8th inning.